after week. And so that was something that I had to take a step back and just focus on the process and making sure I was doing what I was supposed to do every day, showing up on time, putting in the hard work, listening to my coaches, tracking my progress. These were setting goals. Those were the things that I really focused on. And I knew that if I focused on those, I might not get a PR every week, but if I sticked with it and if I was determined, I would be able to overcome that and see PRs and personal bests over time.
Yep. So looking back, what is something that you can tell your younger self that you wish you had told your younger self? Did you?
I think I have a couple things. Looking back, I wish I wouldn't have put my self-worth in sport. And when I was younger, I had a hard time disassociating how my performance was based on who I was as a person. So I didn't understand that I was more than just my performance. And that's something I've learned now that I really wish I would have learned at a younger age, to realize that how you perform on any day doesn't have anything to do with your self-worth. And you should be proud of yourself and love yourself no matter what the outcome is. It's more important to focus on the process. So focus on, are you doing your best? Are you trying your best? Are you focusing on maybe technique or things you can do throughout the run? Like if you want to have a faster cadence, or you want to try to not walk at all during the 5K, or you want to try to only walk once every mile. Like those are goals that we can all focus on and accomplish, and know that if you're doing those things and you're trying your best, that's what matters, and that your self-worth isn't in your performance.
Yeah, I would like to take that even a little step further and say we can do that with being kind to people. Today, I'm going to be kind to everybody. Today, I'm going to remember to say please and thank you, or have, little things like that. And that's where
you can get your self-worth for sure.
Yeah, exactly. From doing things like that versus, oh no, I didn't do well on my test, or, maybe at the end of this Q&A, I'll go, oh, I should have asked this, or I should have done that. And instead I'll say, hey, I was kind, so that counts.
Exactly. And that matters way more and will get you way further in life. And anything you do is just having that kindness and thinking of others, and helping out teammates is something that will really be something you should be proud of and can get you far in life.
And did you find in elementary and middle school that helping teammates was happening during those lessons as well?
Yeah, I actually had a friend, I can't remember what grade it was now. I think it was 6th grade. And she had an injury. And I remember I stayed back a swimming level because I wanted to be with her. And it wasn't about me trying to advance, but we were best friends. And I knew that her coming back from this injury would be really hard. So I wanted to be with her in the same group during that time. And, for me, it was a lot of what I loved about sport was having those teammates, and to have those teammates who really need to be kind and support each other. And I found that I actually performed better when I was helping my teammates and supporting them. I also performed better. So it was a win-win.
Yeah, so our lesson, it might have even been this week, was on empathy. And so next week we'll be talking about the importance of being able to ask for help. So learning about empathy and what that feels like and how you can help, and then learning the other side of the coin, which is how it's so important to be able to ask for help as well.
Yeah, and asking for help, I think, is something I probably struggled with earlier on when I was younger. And I think asking for help actually comes from when you have confidence in yourself.
Good point. Great point. So we talked a little bit today about already about the films that you've done through the partnership with Chevron. Tell us a little bit about why this is so important for the girls, the competency part and the confidence part, as they dream big and set their sights and accomplishments for the future.
Yeah, I think it's really good to try new things, but know that you need to, I think for me, I gain confidence through setting goals. So if you're confident, you'll set this big goal. But in order to get that competence to accomplish those goals, you need to focus on your training, and how you track your progress. You can gain competency, which then rolls over into the confidence. And those are really important just to accomplish your goals. If you have the confidence and the competence, you're going to do it. But accomplishing those is more difficult. And I think you can do that by tracking your progress through either journaling, by setting big goals, and just by training and practicing.
Mm-hmm. So, where am I? This season, Chevron is helping our girls view the soft skills and lessons learned as superpowers to reach limitless potential. What makes you feel capable? And the reason I say capable is you may have heard all the girls got a cape, and we're focusing on the 5 C's, and
Yep.
competence and confidence are 2 of those. So what makes you feel capable and confident to soar to new heights?
Yeah, I love the planned superheroes this year, because I do think we all have our own superpowers and our own superhero within, and that's something that should be celebrated. And yeah, so I think, the things that help me feel capable and confident are focusing on what we already touched on a little bit, but the process, not the outcome. So focusing on what you can do. So it's that, whether that's being kind and helping your teammates, whether that's, focusing on maybe run technique. You can do all these things, whether it's, making sure you're hydrated, making sure that you're eating well, making sure that you're going to bed on time. Those are the things that help me feel confident and capable, because I know if I'm doing those things, I'll gain confidence.
Is there a way you're able to use those competence and confidence when you've had a bad day? I mean, do you ever like get out there and just say that race didn't go the way it was supposed to, and you've done all of those things? So how do you use those 2 things to recover and get back on track?
Yeah, we all have bad days, even Olympians. Yeah, I actually had a race not that long ago, like a month or 2 ago, that was really bad. Probably my worst race in years. And I remember I initially wanted to quit. Those were my first thoughts. And I think it's important to know that we all have those thoughts, and it's okay to have those thoughts. But in those moments, that's when I really rely on my support team. And when I go back to my goals, and when I look back, I keep a journal and look at my journal as to what I've been doing to accomplish those goals. So, my support team was there to do just that, support me during that time. And I looked back at my journal, and I realized, well, I am doing everything correctly. I am focusing on the process. And those were the things that gave me confidence to move forward. And I always allow myself to have 24 hours to be upset after a bad race. And then I reset and kind of look at my goals and try to refocus. And for me, I had another race a week and a half later, and it was a PR and the best race of my life. So
wow.
Yeah, it was really good, a really good turnaround. But I think it's really important to know that you're going to go through rough patches, and you're going to have times when you feel like you can't do it. You feel like you have to quit. But that's when you really have to turn back and really look at the competence and the confidence that you do have, because you do have that. But be kind to yourself during that time as well.
Yeah. I it's nice to know you have bad running days too. That's all I can say. So what are some of your inspirational quotes? Like, so you're in the throes of saying, oh, I just want to give up. What do you say? What's your soundtrack in your brain to get out of that?
Yeah, I like to say, celebrate your small wins. So maybe you didn't get your outcome, your goal of your goal time, but what did you do in that race that you were proud of? And, oh, maybe you did a great warm up, or I fueled properly, or I was recovering while going into the race, or I helped a teammate out. And those are the things that you can celebrate, and I think can give you motivation going forward. And then the other one, I feel like I keep talking about this, but just focus on the process and not the outcome. It's not, you can't control how other people race. And so you can't control the outcome, but you can control the process. And so you can control what you do and how you do it. And that's what's really important.
And one of my favorite quotes that I share often is, as you think, so shall you be. Do you have anything that you have in your toolbox that you like to tap into?
Yeah. So for like mentally, when things start to get really difficult and tough mentally, I like to go back and say, like, if I'm like, oh man, this is really hard, I don't think I can do this, I start to talk and say, okay, Gwen, yes, this is hard, but you know what? You're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I like to accept any negative thoughts and then kind of turn it around and say, like, you know what? Even we know this is hard, this is really difficult, but we are going to get through this. And look, in this moment, we're doing it. So just continue to do this. You got this. And those are kind of how I try to use my brain to continue mentally overcome those negative thoughts.
Oh, that's wonderful. So moving on to identifying a personal goal and planning to achieve it. Talk about some of the personal goals that you have had for yourself when you were in 5th grade, and what steps did you take to accomplish them?
Yeah, when I was in 5th grade, I remember wanting to I had basketball tryouts that I wanted to do, and I really wanted to be on the swim team. So those were two things. And, it wasn't just saying I wanted to do that and doing it. I had to make sure that my grades were up. I had to make sure that I was performing well in school. I had to make sure that I, had the paperwork to get it done. So I was the one collecting the paperwork, bringing it home to my mom and dad and saying, Mom and Dad, I want to do this. What do you think? Can we afford it? Do we have time for this? Are you able to help me get to practice? And can you sign this sheet? So, it was my responsibility to bring that to them and to turn it in on time. And then as well, I asked my parents to help me practice. So for basketball, I remember we had a basketball hoop and I just said, Dad, can we go out in the backyard and practice before tryouts? So those are some of the things that I was doing to try to accomplish my goals of making the basketball team and swimming.
So you answered my next question, which was, how did your family and friends support you during this? And so you kind of touched on that. Did you, I know when I was in middle school, particularly, I was a cheerleader. I know, but one of the reasons I went down that route was because of my friends.
Yeah.
They were there, and that piece was very important to me. Was that true for you as well?
Oh, 100%. I was doing the sports that my friends were doing. I think cheerleading's awesome. It really is, like, you get athletic. You're athletic during it, but also you're cheering on others, which I think is such an important lesson and goes back to, like, you kind of asked, like, how did my parents support me? And they supported me in filling out those forms and making sure I could get to practice, but they really supported me in cheering me on and allowing me to do things. And I think that's a huge win for younger athletes. And, having a coach, doesn't have to be a parent, but having a coach or a teammate who you're friends with and who can cheer you on is something that can give you a lot of support in your endeavors.
So you're a multifaceted woman. You're a businesswoman as well as an Olympic athlete and a mom. So I know from a little birdie that you do vision boards, and I'm not sure if you know, but our girls were all able to get vision boards in their Chevron packets this season.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
so we've been doing vision boards as well, and I was hoping that you would share yours with us.
Yeah, of course. So this is my vision board. So I have a lot of things on it, but I have feelings don't dictate outcomes, which is something we kind of talked about. And then I have process, and then I have outcome crossed out. So two things that we've kind of touched on, focus on that process, not the outcome. And then I have, like, in this little corner, I have a picture which shows, like, what you think your plan should be. And then reality, where it's like, you have some wins and then you have some fails. And you kind of touched on that, like when I went through puberty. You're not going to win every race, and it's not going to be a straight line. I also have, I want to have balance. So I have a lot of food, but I also have a picture of chocolate because I like to have well-balanced meals, and also like to not restrict my diet in any way. And I want to focus on my family. And then I just have some pictures that remind me of, like, being fierce and fast. But this is probably my favorite, this iceberg picture, which shows on top what success is. What people think success is up here, that what they see is, like, only the good. But the reality is a lot of things go into success that people don't see. Your dedication, your hard work, your good habits with sleep and school, disappointments, which we all had. We touched on that. I had a disappointing race. You guys are going to have disappointing races. Everyone will. Sacrifice, failure, persistence. So there's all this stuff that goes on underneath the surface that we don't see. But know that that's a part of success, and you're going to have that. And you have to be able to see the whole picture in order to have that determination and that success long term.
I love that analogy in that picture. I think there's no such thing as an overnight success, right?
Never, never.
Never.
Yes.
I was hoping, maybe I'm just trying my gallery view. Are there any girls with us today that have already finished their vision board and would like
I'd love to
share
see
with
one.
us?
I
Anybody?
think
Oh,
so.
okay. Go. I see Abshire raising her hand. Would you go ahead? Do you want to show us? Priscilla, can you unmute her?
I'm gonna go ask my dad to help me find it.
Oh, okay. When you get back, let us know, okay?
Okay. Hi, Mommy. Oh, that's not
Does-
Mom.
Does anybody else have one that they'd like to share? Oh, bummer, I was hoping. Well, what I'll do for you, Carmen, are you showing me one?
I have mine.
Oh, okay. Can you turn on your camera so we can see? And Genesis, too, can you turn on your camera so we can see? Hi, how are you?
Whoa, look how beautiful that is.
That is awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, first I have a picture that says love, and then I have shoes, and it says happiness, and I put a little bit of confetti, and I put strong, and that, and I put creative, amazing, and funny. Then I put hearts right here, and then I put hope, joy, and caring, and I put my name at the bottom.
Zamaria, that's awesome. Big, awesome possum energy award to you.
I think I need help with my vision board.
That was really spectacular.
Yeah.
How about you, Genesis? Can you turn on your camera and show us? I see your hand up.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm not fully done with mine, but it's like a picture of me right here. And then my name is a little bit of confetti and just some like extra decoration around.
Very nice. And you can use that for the future, right? See where you want to go. Grace. I see Chloe too. Grace, did you want to share yours?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's see.
Mine is all about having a happy attitude with food and feel better mood and relaxing. And it also says be a good person.
Love
and
that.
have these little beads.
Also energy award to you. That's fabulous. Well done.
All of these are just amazing.
They are. And Chloe, I did see your hand up a minute ago. Did you want to share?
Yes.
You go ahead and turn on your video. And what do you have? That looks great. 5K goal. Okay. So those of you that may not know, our 5K is coming up. The girls are training for a 5K, and that'll be May 1st. So that you'll be able to reach that goal in just 2 weeks. Anything else to share?
I put my name and then I put like some like encouraging stuff that's gonna like get me through it, and I just made it all pretty.
Very nice. Good job.
Thank
So
you.
we have a few minutes, Gwen. You okay if I open the floor up for questions? Okay.
Yep.
Did anybody want to raise their hand and ask Gwen a question?
I do.
Zamaria, go ahead.
Have you ever ran more than like a 5K on the track?
I have. I've actually run a 10K on the track, and I've actually done a marathon as well, not on the track, but on the road. So a marathon is 26 miles, over 26 miles. But I've done a lot of training. And when I was your age, I think the longest distance I ever did when I was in like fourth, fifth, sixth grade. I think it was only a mile at that time.
Wow.
You guys are going further than I did.
Well, and I like Samaria's idea about on a track too. That's a whole different beast than running on
It
the.
is.
Anna Saxton, did you want to ask something?
No, ma'am.
Okay. How about you, Grace? Did you have a question?
Yes. What motivated you to keep running?
That's a good question, because sometimes running really hurts, doesn't it? I get a lot of satisfaction out of finding my potential. So I know that I have not run my fastest 5K yet, and I want to know how fast I can go. And for me, that is really motivating for me. And so that's kind of what my goal is right now, and what I write down is my, goal that I want to accomplish. And that keeps me motivated, especially on those days when I'm tired or I don't want to run. I know that I want to accomplish my goal more. And so that's what kind of gets me out the door.
Great answer. Well, I think that's everything. Gwen, is there anything you wanted to share that maybe I didn't touch on, or that?
I just want to wish everyone good luck in the upcoming 5K. And I hope that you all can celebrate your wins, process-based and whatever they are along the journey and along the way. Because it's not just about that end 5K, but about everything you're doing leading up to it. So make sure you celebrate all those wins along the way, have fun, and keep supporting each other. You guys are a great group of young women, I can tell, and the vision boards are amazing. So I may really have to take a lesson from some of you to make mine have a little more pizzazz.
Well, thank you very much again for being here, and we'll look forward to the future videos that you're doing. I think you have 2 or 3 more for us.
That's right.
In the coming weeks, and so we're looking forward to seeing those. Thanks for your support. We really appreciate it, and I know the girls, it gives them kind of a little extra bounce in their step when they're running, knowing that you're out there supporting them.
Yes, I can't wait to see the results from the 5K.
I'll send them.
Yay!
All right. See you, everybody.
Bye.
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 Thanks for joining us.